today I'm going to be using these hot curlers. They look like this. They're similar to hot sticks, but the difference is that they have these ridges on them, as you can see, which actually make it easier to hold the hair in better, and you don't need clips to keep these babies together. I've had these for years. I got them from Walgreens. It comes in this little bag, and then you can keep the cord out of the way when you're not using it. It has that. That's the cord. I'm going to show you how to use these. These work in a pinch when you don't have time to curl your hair at night. When you come home and you're so tired that you don't even feel like rolling your hair. In the morning, these little babies will help you out. It takes about 10 minutes to heat up, so it's pretty quick. Well, that's how I do it. I get dressed in the morning, and then I have these plugged in, and then after I'm done dressing, I go ahead and my curlers are ready to start using. They're quite hot when they're used, so be very careful about that. If you're not used to, touching things that are hot, you might want to grab those heat gloves. I don't have those, so I'm not going to be using them. I've been using these for years. I got them in, I want to say, early 2010, around there. And they were selling them at Walgreens. They no longer sell them at Walgreens. You can get them at, I believe, Walmart has them. That's the only place that I know that has them, but they're usually sold out. I'll put a link in the description for a video on how they're used and where you can also find them. So look for that. Let's get started with the video. So this is how I have my hair. I just threw it up in a bun with a hair tie, ponytail holder, and slept on it. And then I have this like little hairstyle from the day before that I did it. So I have like a little, I want to say, what is it called? A pin curl? Pretty much a pin curl, stand-up pin curl. That's pretty much what that is. And I have a bobby pin in it. So I styled my hair the day before and I just did this. And so I'm going to use these and I'm going to show you how I style my hair. My hair, I'm going to take this out. My hair is like this. I mean, like I said, I styled my hair yesterday. So this is going to be on second day hair that I'm going to be using these. And the thing is that these get quite slippery when you're using them if your hair is not dirty. So that's why I'm using it on second day hair. And then I'm going to use the heat protectant on my hair first before I pop these in. So this is the heat protectant that I'm going to be using. I know some of you are like, you got vintage glam! Sadly, this company is no longer, and it's terrible because this is a great heat protectant spray. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to comb out my hair. I'm going to use this this comb from Conair, not sponsored. None of the products that I'm using are sponsored. And the good thing is that they're all cruelty free. I'm going to go ahead and comb out my hair. So that there's no tangles in it. Like you see, there's a knot right here. Man, that's tough. To make my hair not hurt so much when I'm combing up the knots, I actually hold my hair and then I comb it. So that way I'm not yanking my scalp. I like using a wide tooth comb when I comb up the curls. It makes it much easier instead of using a fine tooth comb, because then that would get stuck real quick. So I'm not going to comb the front. I'm going to do that later, but I'm going to do it in a different way. Got all the loose hairs on my arm. Okay, so I don't really, other than that, I just go ahead and put on the spray. You don't want to put too much of this on, just enough so that it's covered your hair, otherwise it'll get too slippery. The one thing that I like about Vintage Glam Thermal Hairspray is that it has a very light scent. I don't like anything that's overly scented. That's the best part about this. And as I said in my other videos, it's been years since I've been curling my hair. It's been years since I have not curled my hair. So in the past month, I've been curling my hair. And I've learned a couple of tips and tricks along the way that make it so much easier and my hair gets done quick. And I'm going to show you those tips right now. So what I like to do is I like to start with the bigger ones on the top. And then I'm going to use the smaller ones on the bottom. I'm gonna leave Amanda Lee's video down below and how she also uses this type of hair curler to curl her hair. That's where I got the inspiration from for doing my hair, for setting my hair this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna comb this in, make sure that's evenly distributed throughout my hair. And then I'm going to go ahead and curl it. I like to use the heaviest ones on the top because that's where most of the weight of the curl comes from, is the top. And I just grab sections. As long as it's not super thick, as long as the sections are not super thick or super thin, then it's fine, and you just roll it up. And then I just push it down so it looks like that. I'm gonna do it one more time on this side. You gotta work fast with these because they do tend to feel so hot in your hand. So this is what I do. I take it right there, wrap it around a couple of times, and then I roll it right on top of each other. And push it down so it looks like that. These mimic a stand-up pin curl. That's what these do. That's the beauty of this. Go ahead and take them from the back, for the back. Just feel on there. I'm going to put two in the back. And I've got to hold, I'm holding my hair as I roll down. Because my hair gets really slippery when I'm using these. There's that one. I'm gonna do another one. Wait. First I need to get some hair in my hand. About that much. If you have thick hair, you will definitely need to get 2 of these. I have thin hair, so 1 set will work just fine. And then I'm going to use the smaller ones on the bottom parts of my hair. Making sure that all the hair is together as I roll it up. So hairs like this that didn't get curled, it's fine. I'll show you how to take care of those once these babies cool. So I'll see you in a little bit. So I let my hair sit in the curlers for about 25 minutes. The thing is that with these, the longer you let them sit, the tighter the curl will be. But you can leave them in for 15 minutes. That's the less time that I've actually left these in, and it worked fine. The curls came out great. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. I'm gonna show you how I style my hair. The great thing about these is that you don't have to worry about doing the pat down when you curl your hair with these, because you can see in the kit whether or not all the rollers are out. Okay, they're all out. And then what I like to do is I like to take my fingers and just like to run it through my hair just to break up the curl and make it easier to brush. And it comes out quite poofy. And it looks like I cut my hair, but I actually didn't. I didn't cut my hair. My hair just draws up because it's curled. And then I like to use this type of brush. This is a purse size Denman brush. I don't know if you can see the label, the DD right there. I got this one. I've had this one for years. It's purse size. It's a 5 teeth brush. But if you can't, these don't run cheap, they run quite expensive. So if you don't want to spend the money for one of these Denman brushes, that's fine. You can get a similar one. I got a similar one from CVS, which is this one. It is by the brand Goody. And as you can see, it looks very similar to the Denman brush. This is a whiter base. The base is a lot whiter. And it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teeth brush. So for this one, I'm going to use the little Denman brush. So I'm going to go ahead and brush my hair. I could do it like this first. Hold it in my hand. Brush it so that if I have any knots in it, I won't be yanking on my scalp. I like to gather the hair together and then brush it. To me, it makes it easier. And then what I like to do is I like to do this. which helps make it, for me, less frizzy when I brush it under like this. Makes it less frizzy instead of just going down like this. So that's what I like to do. I like to brush it under. So when I'm brushing it, I'm turning the brush like this when I'm brushing it. And to me, it makes it less poofy. And if I'm not satisfied with that, I'm gonna brush this parts right here that are not curled, but I'm not gonna drag it all the way down. I'm just gonna do it right until it's right here where the curl starts. That way that part is not frizzy. And then I'm going to do the similar thing in the back. So like this. And for the back, that's why I like to pull my hair together right here like this. And then brush it. Because I'm getting the back too. As you can see, I'm getting the back as well while I'm brushing it. And then I just let it go. And then since it's a little wonky in the back, what I do is I just do that. I only brush it until I'm almost to the curl. I only brush it from here, from the top down, up to where the curl starts. And then I don't brush the back. I just leave it like this. And then that's my hair. I know it looks still quite frizzy. I like to push on it too. That actually makes the curls snap into place a little bit. I like to push on it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a hairnet. Back then, a lot of women used invisible hairnets to keep the shape of their hair. That's why it always looks so sleek and polished. And the great thing is using an invisible hairnet is if it's windy weather, your hair will not, go all over the place, and it'll stay formed the way you styled it in the morning. And the great thing is that you don't have to fuss with your hair throughout the day when you're using the invisible hairnet. So this is one of the brands that I like to use. It is the Bouffant style. You can get this from Sally. They come individual, and it's 99 cents at My Sally Beauty. And it comes in this, wrapped in this tissue paper. Yeah, it comes wrapped in this tissue paper. And then it looks like this when you take it out. So you're going to carefully look for the string. It looks like a string when you first open it up. You're going to look for that. This one's quite thin, as you can see. And then this is how it looks. So there's ties on the sides. There's another one right here, the tie on the sides. So what I like to do is I like to put the ties right behind my ears. That way it's less noticeable when you're wearing the hairnet. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my head like this. And I'm going to push my hair into the net. And the great thing about this is that if you did not curl parts of your hair, it's not going to matter because it's going to be all meshed together in the hairnet. So that's what I did right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this part right here and chuck it to the side. Make sure it's in there, and then I'm gonna tuck it behind my ear. And I'm gonna do the same here, and then I'm gonna tuck it behind my ear. And there you go. No need to hairspray the back of your hair, because I see videos where there's some people, some women, they like to hairspray the back of their hair. And I'm not much of a fan of, you know, using hairspray like that. And it's really, really hard to get out when you're re-curling your hair at night. And then even when you're using the hot sticks or to heat, you know, the curlers that I just used to put in your hair. And so it's really, really difficult to brush your hair out, and it makes your hair dirtier faster, which I'm not a fan of that. And so that's why I like using the hairnet. The hairnet prevents me from having to use tons of hairspray on the back of my hair, which I'm not a fan of, like I said. And then for the front, I'm going to take this little pin curl out. And I'm going to brush it. First, I'm going to spray it with a little bit of water. So I got a spray bottle with water. Like I said, I styled my hair yesterday, so I'm going to spray it with some water. This way it makes it easier to brush out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my favorite pomade. It is Layerite's Matte Cream. It's the one of their new, from their new line. One of their pomades from their newest line. And it looks like this. It's whipped, it's very whipped. It smells just like coconut and vanilla, their signature scent. But it has more of a coconut scent than the vanilla scent. And then what I do is I like to take a little bit on my fingers. About that amount, and then I like to rub my fingers together, rub it on my thumbs so it looks like this when I have it on. And then I just run it through my hair. This way, when I'm trying to make the curl in the front of my hair, it is not gonna give me problems when I'm rolling it, and it makes it less frizzy too. So that's about all I need. And then I'm gonna start rolling my hair into my stand-up pin curl. So I'm gonna take one finger, and then I'm going to go like this, and then wrap it around, slide it off. I got it on my thumb. I don't know if you can see that. I got it on my thumb, and I'm holding it like this. And then I'm just gonna take my fingers like this, grab it, and then twist it and lay it in front of my forehead. And I'm going to take a regular size bobby pin, because this is a small curl, it's not a giant curl. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push that into my hair, and making sure that I get the top and the bottom of the pin curl, and then I'm going to let it go. And so see, there's like a little hole right there, and I can't stand it when there's a hole in it. So what I'm going to do is take a second bobby pin, go in the back, and see about pushing some of the hair down, and then sticking a bobby pin in it to make sure that there's no hole. See, there's no hole now. I'm going to adjust this so that this right here is open. Make sure that it's all set and secure. And then the next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that this is a little relatively smooth right here. So I'm just gonna lightly brush it so it's a little smooth, but I'm not gonna drag it down hard so that it pulls all this out. I'm not gonna do that. And so I'm gonna use some hairspray. I got this hairspray, Suavecita. I'm not a huge fan of the scent, and this hairspray actually does not work all that great in my opinion, because it doesn't give me a tight of a hold that I'm looking for. So that's why I like using the pomade and the hairspray. And plus, this little hairstyle right here in the front, I have the bobby pins in there, so that's gonna hold it even better. But this is more only for, you know, making sure that my hair doesn't create flyaways throughout the day. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Spray some of this on. It doesn't take a lot, it takes a little bit, and I'm just only using this to use it up because this is the only bottle that I've ever bought. And if it was unscented, I definitely would buy it more, but seriously, it's just too strong for me because it's too perfumey. And I'm not a fan of very strong perfumed items. I like them to be lightly scented, but this is not. And especially the reason why I don't like using the Suavecita pomade is because it smells too strong for me also. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and the thing about using this hairspray also is that the nozzle clogs, and I'm not a fan of that. So every time I have to use it, I have to scrape the nozzle in order for the hairspray to come out. Go ahead and spray this. That should do it. And then pat it down so it doesn't drip. And then that is the front of my hairstyle. And then what I like to do in order to keep the hairnet from sliding back, and especially on windy days, because yesterday I was walking around and I had my hair styled like this, and oh my goodness, I thought my hair was gonna, the hairnet was gonna fly out and my hair was gonna get all messy. It didn't. It stayed. It stayed really, really well. And I was surprised, but I was grateful because it stayed and I didn't have to fuss with it. So what I like to do is, to keep the hairnet in place, is I like to use these clips. These are the clips that I like to use. You don't have to get them in your hair color. I just happen to have them in black and they match my hair. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have a little bit of the line of this hairnet, and I'm going to push that in, and I'm going to do it with the other side right here, and then push that on, and then there you go. With the hairnet, it does, if you have hairs in the back that are so short that they don't grow as long, it will slide out throughout the day, but it's fine because you can easily tuck it back in. It's no problem. It'll be fine for that. And then, because I'm experiencing that right now, I got like this little hair right here that didn't get tucked in, and so all I do is just pull it and just push it in, and then it's back. It's styled. That's the only thing that I have to fuss with throughout the day, and it's not a major thing because it happens, but it doesn't happen all the time. It happens like I want to say usually toward the end of the day and maybe in the middle of the day sometimes, but it's not so frustratingly bothersome that I have to keep doing it all the time. So that's the great thing about using these hair nuts. And plus my hair is, you know, like free, so, and loose, and nobody's gonna know that you have a hair nut in. So I have this in the color black, so it matches my hair color. And then this is the hairstyle, all styled and ready to go for the day. Hi, this is day 2 of doing my hair, of curling it. So today I actually use foam rollers. So I used this size foam roller along with this size foam roller. And along with this size foam roller. So I use these 3. So this is like a medium. This is a smaller size. And this is even smaller size. So I saved you the trouble of watching me take the curlers out. What I did is I went in a circle. So this I rolled, and then I rolled it this way. I rolled it this way, all the way around. So I went with the green rollers, and then the purple, and then that's what I did. Green, purple, green, purple, green, purple. And they were all rolled the same way, all the way around. For the very short parts of my hair that I could not really roll with the green and the purple rollers, I used the blue ones, and I also rolled those the same way. I rolled them around. And this is the result of what my hair came out like. It's very poofy. A lot more poofier than I expected it to be. Oh, and I set my hair with this. That's what I used. I didn't put a lot on. I just put enough so that my hair was slightly damp but not saturated. And it's a cream. I'll show you what it looks like. That's the way it looks. It's a cream, and that's pretty much about, this is, I'm going to show you how much I use. About that much I used to put on my hair before I curled it. And I curled it on dry hair. That's what I did. And then I slept on it. And then I covered it with a hat. So I took one of my turban hats and I covered my rollers with this. And I like using a hat over using a scarf, because with the hat my curlers stay in better, and with the scarf I noticed that it actually falls out of my hair when I'm sleeping, and I'm wondering what happened to my curlers when I wake up and my scarf is like sideways or it's completely off my head. Wearing a hat actually keeps my curlers intact and it doesn't slide off my head. So there's this one. You can find them at dollar store, and there's also another one that you can get at your local, you know, CVS or Walgreens, even Walmart sells them, and they're called the satin sleep hat or slumber cap. You can use that too. That works as well. So there's that. And I'm going to go ahead and brush out my hair. I'm going to use my Denman brush that I used from the previous day's video. And just go ahead and brush out my hair. Before I took out the rollers, I ran my fingers through my hair to break up the curl. And now I'm just brushing it out. It's going to be a little hard because it's so poofy. It's a lot poofier than when I did the heated set. And I wasn't expecting that. Try to tame some of this frizziness. What to me is not actually that frizzy. It's more very fluffy. My hair looks even shorter than it did in the previous video. And this was done on second day hair. And I know I said in that video the day before that I'm doing my hair with the heated set on dirty hair, and I did do it on dirty hair. And so I'm doing it with these ones. And I gotta say that I prefer curling my hair at night. This way it saves time in the morning. But it also helps if you are in, you know, a rush at night or something, you can't really curl your hair, but in the morning doing the heated set, that helps too. So it's fine. You have options, so. But I noticed that I tend to do the heated set more than I do the sponge rollers, the foam rollers. But I like both methods. But if I had one to choose, I'd actually choose the foam rollers because it's less damage to the hair and I don't have to use heat to my hair. And that's one of the benefits of foam rolling the hair. So I'm going to leave a link in the video down below for a Vintage Vanities foam roller tutorial on how to really foam roll your hair, because when I was foam rolling my hair the first time, I wasn't doing it right. I was taking the curler and I was squishing my hair really, really tight on it, and it was causing my hair to frizz, and it was causing my hair to get stuck in the roller. Thanks to a Vintage Vanities foam roller tutorial video, that never happens anymore. So I'm still brushing my hair, and I'm going to pretty much style it like I did in the video prior to this one. And then for the front part, I did a stand-up pin curl, which I put this in yesterday, so it's part of my hair yesterday that I styled. And so I'm gonna take that out. I just used a regular size bobby pin, since this is just a normal stand-up pin curl. I'm gonna re-wet my hair. This way it breaks up the product that's in my hair that I put in from the day before. And I'm using a water-soluble pomade. It's one of my favorite pomades, Layrite Matte Cream. And then this is what it looks like. It's very whipped. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this on my front of my hair. I don't know if this is cruelty-free, because their original pomade, it had it on their packaging that said it was cruelty-free. This doesn't say that it's cruelty-free, so. And I'm still looking for a good water-soluble, vegan, cruelty-free pomade. So if anybody out there knows any pomade companies that sell cruelty-free pomade that is water-soluble, please comment below. So I just took about that much. It doesn't take a lot. And then I'm going to go ahead and rub it in. And then just running my fingers through my hair, only in the front. So this is going to be the second time that I put pomade in my hair from yesterday. But I'm not going to put any more pomade in my hair for the rest of the week, because it's not necessary. The great thing about Layrite pomade is that you can reactivate it with water, and that's all you need to do, just reactivate it with water. So when I style my hair and I use pomade, I only put it in 2 times that whole week. And then as soon as I wash my hair, I put in more pomade after I wash my hair and restyle it. It's going to pretty much be the same hairstyle I did the day before. Just going to make sure that this is smooth, no kinks in it. I'm just taking my regular size bobby pin, pinning it, getting the top and the bottom into the bobby pin and pushing that in. Just make sure there's no hole. You see there's a hole, which I cannot stand. And then all I do is just push this so that it doesn't create a hole. So what I'm doing is just separating it. And then I'm going to push the back part down. That back part down. And sticking another bobby pin in it to hold that back part down. And there we go. It makes the hold disappear. Just adjust it. Okay, that happened. Gonna go ahead and redo it. Just re-comb it, re-brush it. That's the thing with vintage hair. You have to take your time with it. If you make a mistake, then just go ahead and restyle it until you get it to where you think it's okay for you. It just takes practice. It's tough when you're not used to styling your hair vintage for the first time, but definitely keep practicing. You will be a master when you keep practicing. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. You can do it. I never thought I was able to do vintage hair, but I kept at it. And thanks to videos on YouTube for showing me how to do it, I learned how to do my hair vintage from watching Lisa Fremont Street's videos. Those were the first videos that I watched that actually helped me curl my hair vintage and style my hair vintage. And then as soon as I found out about the Vintage Vanities channel, that's when I also learned how to do hair too, from watching a Vintage Vanities channel. So those are the two ladies that helped me in my vintage hairstyling journey. So definitely check those ladies out. I'll leave a link in the description below for Lisa Fremont Street's channel as well. Okay, so that's pretty much the front. Now I said I was going to finish up using this, but oh my goodness, this is a pain in the neck using this, seriously. It's the nozzle. The nozzle clogs so badly, and yeah, I know I can run it under water, but it doesn't remove it because it's wax based. And I try to pick at it, and then when I try to spray it, it goes sideways, and I don't know which way it's spraying. And that's what oh my goodness, I just cannot stand it. I'm so sick of using this. So I'm gonna go back and use my favorite hairspray, Big Sexy Hairspray. This is actually gonna help better. I mean, the nozzle on this does clog also, but not as badly as the Suavecita hairspray. So I do pick at this one, but the great thing about this one is that once I pick on it to get the dried hairspray that's on the nozzle, it'll allow me to spray my hair in the right direction. And I never have to second guess where in the world the nozzle is gonna spray. And there's a little bit of a hole right there, so just adjust it. Play around with it. Definitely play around with it, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in the same kind of hairnet that I used in the previous day's video. So I need to go ahead, pop this on, just like I did. And then just push my hair into it. Go ahead and tuck my hair in. Okay. Make sure it's all the way in. Back. Make sure the back is in. There we go. Now, if you decide to style your hair this way and it doesn't come out looking like my hairstyle, that's fine. Because not every single hair type is going to do the same, it's going to look the same as everyone else's. So for the back, of the hairnet, I noticed is that the little hairs that are too short to curl, they're coming out of the hairnet. So I'm going to take a set of these and I'm going to go ahead and clip that in the back. I'm going to clip this along with the hairnet and my hair together in the back to combat those loose baby hairs that keep popping out throughout the day. And it all happens right behind my ear. And it's not noticeable because it's underneath. And I'm just got a loose hair right there. Just have to adjust it. Tuck that in. And then I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. There we go. And then if you feel that this side of your hair is a little empty, you can always put like a little flower or a little bow right there. You can get some close-ups. So there you go. There is the hairstyle. All styled and ready to go for the day.